guys, how's it going? So Aaron and I are in the car heading to Tractor Supply to buy an air compressor. We're getting ready to winterize our sprinkler system.
Highly requested video.
Yeah, we've had a lot of messages from you guys wanting to know what to do with your drip tube and your irrigation system, and we're supposed to get down to 9 degrees tonight.
It's so cold.
It is cold. It was 21 last night, but we've had temps in the low 20s here for the last few weeks, and our sprinkler guys actually came out. It was mid-October to blow out our system, and we weren't ready yet because we were still using all of our hoses, and it's such a pain to carry water around our property to water pots and stuff. So the next time they were available to come out was mid-November, and that's just a little bit too late. So we are going to do it ourselves, and we may end up calling them in the end. I don't know. So we'll just see how this goes. We're heading to, did I already say we're heading to Tractor Supply because we need to buy a larger air compressor. We have one, but it's like for tires and smaller systems. So
it's like the smallest one you can get.
Yeah. It's windy out here today. I'm also going to be looking for a little space heater to plug in our front sun porch because I've got all of our citrus plants in there right now, and I really don't want to move them inside. This is where I got Benjamin's raccoon hat. Those look nice.
Yes.
Is that what we need?
I don't know, maybe. How big is this? This could work.
Could work.
175 PSI. I don't know anything about compressors.
Let's go find more. I thought I saw more against the back wall. Oh my. I think that one's a little bit too much. Is the other one bigger? I mean, it's physically bigger, but is it stronger?
This one's bigger.
Because it's more money.
It's 30 gallon.
So we figure if we can figure out how to get our own system blown out and we buy the air compressor, that soon, like in a couple of years, it'll pay for itself. And then we'll continue to be able to use it. And then essentially the sprinkler blowout will be for free, except for our labor. That's the thought. I have to get Benjamin this shirt. So cute, he's gonna love it. Found the one you needed?
I think so.
Okay. What are you recording for? It's, we have a YouTube channel. So we're filming a video on how we're blowing out our sprinkler system today. So we're back home now with the air compressor and a bunch of different fittings that we hope will work. And I think Aaron's gonna kind of explain how this goes on. I'm kind of the glorified camera holder for this project because I am just learning about this as well. I do know, however, that for drip tubing, our brown drip tubing lines that we have in our flower beds, we leave those out throughout the winter. For the most part, they're buried under mulch, so they're kind of protected from any extra wear and tear, but being out doesn't hurt them one bit because all the water naturally leaves those tubes anyway because of all of the little emitter holes that the tube has. So anyway, that's what we do with the drip tube, and that includes drip tube 2 containers. That all stays out as well. First off, we're on the west side of our house. Let me back up. This little roof thing covers, whoa! Oh, that's slippery. That's ice right there. Everybody watch out. That's
Everybody
slick.
watch out.
Yeah, that's slick. So this is where all of our water comes from.
See this right here? Can you see me pointing?
Uh-huh.
So that's the blowout valve.
Okay.
So this is what was on it. Just I think it's a 1/2-inch cap. And I don't really have the fittings to attach anything. So what I did is I got a 1/2-inch brass piece that goes to 3/8-inch threaded female. And then I bought this.
It's like a quick connect.
It's like a quick connect piece. I'm not sure what it's called. But this is 3/8 as well. So we're going to put this together, and I'm just going to hope that this threads on. Mm-hmm. Threads perfectly. That's good. Is it riveting?
Yes. This is exciting. Excitement.
The next step is to turn off the outside water, and I have no idea how this relates to other people's houses, but I know how to do it on mine. So there's a valve down here. So we're gonna shut this. Now the water is off.
Very good.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to a spigot and turn it on and just make sure it's actually off.
Here we go. Testing. Yep, it is off.
All right.
That's fully open and fully off.
Okay, so now what we need to do is plug in the compressor. plug it into that blowout valve and just start opening up each zone one at a time, and instead of water coming through, it'll just be the air from the compressor.
Will there be a little bit of water come through? Like whatever's left in the lines?
Whatever's left in the line, but not active water, not live water.
Okay.
So this part of the hose is just the other end of this quick connect right here.
God bless the inventor of quick connects. Is this part loud?
Yes.
Oh.
Now we wait.
While we're waiting for the compressor to build pressure, we're going to run around and open up all of the hose faucets that are connected to that system. We have 3 frost frees, so we can get water at any time of the year out by the greenhouse, like right by the barn. We have one actually right where we're working, by that little well house thing. And then I've got one by our kind of entryway where we park. So we have 3 water access points throughout the entire year, which makes it really nice. But then we have several hoses we need to open up so that, yeah, because they're connected to the system.
Open.
Look at this. This is the fence line where our True Drop containers were. Looks so bare. This is by the back formal garden.
I don't know why in the world they put this type of a connection on last time.
It makes it really hard for the hose not to kink. Like I have to thread one part of the hose up over to keep it straight. You know what? I think I should probably take this to the greenhouse. Oh, look at this. Okay, we do have a spigot right here we've got to open up. This actually needs to go in, so we're going to just do that. How handy. I hear the drip tubes on this side. I think Aaron started without us. Well, yeah, it did blow some water out, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Well, at least it's not frozen.
Yeah, so all I did is I just went and turned that ball valve.
Uh-huh.
And that made water come out of all the spigots. So now what we need to do is just turn on each of the zones.
Okay, and then we undo the hoses one at a time later on?
No, I think enough came out.
Really?
I don't think there's any more water in there.
In any of the hoses?
Because there was a lot of water that came out of all of them.
Uh-huh.
And it's okay to have a little bit of water in your lines. You just don't want to have a lot of water.
That's what causes it to expand and break.
If your line is full and it freezes, it expands and cracks. If it's like there's a little bit of water in there, it can freeze. It won't hurt anything.
Okay, said the professional sprinkler man. Okay, so I feel like we've been running around here and not really explaining what we're doing. So now we've got all the hoses, like the hose bibs, shut because Aaron was able to get most of the water out of those when he just by connecting the compressor, it was enough pressure to push the air or the water out. So now we're gonna go zone by zone in our yard, which we're using the Ratio app. That's how we run our sprinkler system. So we can go stand by each sprinkler zone and turn it on and hopefully see the water leave that part of the system. So we're starting up here in Versailles. Good job for figuring it out.
Did you doubt me?
No, I knew you'd figure it out, but I thought you might have to watch a YouTube video or two.
Okay, zone 2.
I'm taking full advantage of the time in between sprinkler zones.
Me too.
I'm basking in the sun over here on the south side of our house.
Okay, zone 3. Zone 5, vegetable garden. Zone 6 is all the urns, the 4 urns. And I'm thinking that they should just come out of the 1/4 inch.
Look out. Oh yeah. The other one is coming out at quite a nice pace. You know what though? Utilize this water. So the next zone is for just the arborvitaes, right?
Yeah.
So this is the arb line. Doesn't it go like all the way to the end? Oh, that's such a better way to do it.
Yeah.
See, if it was me, I would have to make sure like every drop was out.
Really?
Or I would lay awake at night and worry about it.
Geez.
But since you're doing it, then if something happens, it's your fault, not mine.
Entryway grass.
So we're over here in the backyard, turning on the sprinkler system that runs this sprinkler and a couple more out there. And something's going on in the flower bed. I need an explanation.
That's the power planter right there. I was testing the power planter. Supposed to hit a line.
Now we're going to do the sprinklers right underneath my favorite tree.
That is supposed to go to the containers, the garage containers.
Oh, I see. It got cut right there.
Yeah.
Oh, well that's easy to fix.
Only 2 more zones left.
Hey Russell, where's Cheddar? Where's Cheddar at? Cheddar's probably on the bed upstairs, asleep. He's smart. Not that you're not smart, Russell. You're a smart kitty. All right, last zone. So that is how we winterize our irrigation system, and I hope that it was helpful. I know everybody's system is a little bit different, so maybe you can take what we've done and kind of apply it to your own situation. I'm really happy with the way ours turned out today with the new compressor, and then knowing that we can do it from year to year when we're ready to do it is really, really nice. And I learned how to do it today too. Like, I've never blown out an irrigation system. Aaron's always done it. So it was nice to see how to hook it up and what pieces you need and all of that business. And again, everybody's is going to be different. Like, the pieces you're going to need won't be the same exact ones probably that we had to use. But I just wanted to run through real quick what we do with each thing. So all of our water valves that are hooked to the irrigation system, all of those have been blown out, and we leave those open. So in case there's any water in there, it can't like back up and like freeze and break anything. We put all of our hoses away, so every single hose we've gone around today, we've picked them up, we've drained them. You can hook the air compressor to the end and just blow the water out, or you can just, like, I don't know, stretch them out in a driveway or in your lawn and just kind of lift up each section, and all the water will run out. And then we wheel them up and put them in the barn for the winter. I usually keep one hose in the greenhouse, and it usually stays just warm enough in there to keep the hose nice, so that I have one to water this stuff in there. Your drip tubing in your flower beds, like the brown or black drip tubing that you use, it can stay put. You do not have to lift that up and store it somewhere. We keep our drip tubing out from year to year, and it lasts forever. You can blow those out if you want to. It's not 100% necessary to do that. Like Aaron right now, he was right there just a second ago. He's working on just blowing out our drip system from each zone because it is hooked to our irrigation system. If it's hooked to a hose, you can hook your compressor up to that and blow it out that way. You do want to make sure if you hook your drip system to your hose that you leave it unhooked. There are little caps right here. I went and grabbed one from the barn that you can screw into your drip tubing so that nothing, like no mud or debris or bugs, get into your drip tubing and clog it up for the next year. And I think that's pretty much it. So we're just going to go ahead and make sure that we've got, I'm going to do one more pass through, make sure that the valves to the hoses are open, that the hoses are in, and that we've just buttoned every last thing up. We also made a mad dash around the property and picked up any pots that we felt like were too small to withstand what's going to happen tonight with the really cold temperatures. So winter is upon us. It's time to go inside and do some indoor gardening projects. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.